Okay, and we are live. Hello, my friends. My name is Evelyn Joy, and welcome back to my channel. This is the second in a series. I'm interviewing Outschool teachers. So today I'm interviewing my friend, Teacher Kelly. Welcome, Teacher Kelly.
Hi, thank you. Nice to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for letting me interview you today. Okay, so I have a few questions for you. First, I'd like to know, what did you do way back when, before you got into online teaching altogether?
Oh, okay. Oh, before online teaching, I was freelancing at a video company. I had two different jobs there. Freelance, so kind of whenever the work would come in. Yeah.
So were you like behind the camera, or what did you do?
Yes, that was one of the jobs. And I was also working on a project to put closed captions on all their videos, and also quality control, making sure no mistakes on the videos before they went out. Yeah.
Awesome. Very good. That's wonderful. Okay, and then when did you get into online teaching, and what companies did you start working for first? How did that go?
2 years ago, actually, just had my 2-year anniversary. Started with VIP Kid and Go-Go Kid almost at the same time, like a week earlier with Go-Go Kid. But VIP Kid became my regular company. I just got booked first and then just opened more slots there. And VIP Kid just started going for me quicker than Go-Go Kid. So that became my regular company. Yeah.
That is so awesome. And so what all companies have you worked for?
Let's see. I have contracts with VIP Kid, Outschool, Go-Go Kid, and Cambly. And then I spend most of my time with VIP Kid and Outschool.
That was going to be my next question. Which ones do you actually teach on a weekly basis? Very good. My next question is, when did you get started with Outschool?
Okay, so I was hired end of May, and then I opened a class with 2 weeks. You know, they advise you to give 2 weeks. So I started around early to mid-June with my first class. Yeah.
Very good. And how many classes, have you taught a lot of classes, or not very many, or how's that been going?
Yes. Yes. So yeah, you mean different types of classes, or are you talking about taught a lot of maybe the same class?
I guess I mean bookings, like
okay.
Booked, whether it's different or the same. Have you taught in Outschool?
Yes, so I have. So I had some, in the summer, bookings were awesome. My tea party, I did a lot of those. I did maybe 6 to 8 classes a week of that, and usually it was filled up. I had a book class. I did a whole bunch of, I did a lot of classes where I just did them once. Like I got them approved. I opened times, and maybe I went ahead and did the class, but it had low booking, so I didn't do that many of them. So I had a TIC class I did, I think, 2 or 3 times. And storybook classes, I did 1 here and there. So yes.
Okay, that's going to be my next question. My next question is, what classes have you taught? The reason for this question is I have a lot of people who say, yeah, I'd be interested in Outschool, but I have no idea what I'd teach. So I want to interview a lot of Outschool teachers and hear like their list of classes that they have taught, what's been successful, what hasn't been as successful. So go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I actually had the same thought. And when I first heard about Outschool, I said, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to come up with my own curriculum. And I was like, I don't know what I'd teach. But I did a video about this too when I first got hired. If you just think about your interests, your life experience, and what you are passionate about, you could come up with some things. So also they have a weekly class list every Sunday night of parent requests. That gave me a lot of ideas too. Yeah. So popular in the summer was my American Girl Tea Party class. And I was playing games, and it was just a fun class for socialization. Kids were home for COVID, so they were just looking for classes for fun. And that was popular in the summer. It's not really popular anymore. You know, I think in the fall, people want more serious classes. We're beginning of September. If you see this later, we're talking. So that's not really booking anymore. That class, I have book classes, which in the summer I started Owl Diaries. It was full. It's half full, little less than half full now. And I've started some more book classes. I hear that those ongoing classes book better with the homeschool crowd. So I've opened some more. My Dogman class is pretty popular. And then, I did a class about ticks. I didn't think it'd be popular, but I did that one a few times. I've done storybooks.
How many kids the tick class?
I did two different classes. I think there was 3 in one and 5 in another. So I'll probably I'll probably do that class again in the spring, maybe in May for Lyme Disease Awareness Month. I'll resurrect that class, or maybe April or something. One time I taught an ESL class. That one I didn't continue with because it was a one-on-one class. And that was when I realized how lucky we are with VIP Kid providing the curriculum, because I had to do my own PowerPoint. So there's a lot of classes I tried one time. So I'm trying to, am I missing classes? Right now I'm mostly doing book classes for the fall. A lot of books.
What books are you doing book classes for?
Owl Diaries, Dogman. I'm trying to start some American Girl book clubs, but they don't have any learners yet. A one-time class on how to train your dragon. I just postponed it a couple weeks. So those are the ones that I'm doing. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, my daughters have taken, I think 3 different American Girl tea parties with you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our experience. So we really liked it. My girls love playing with their tea while socializing. And in the first one we took, I think we took your first ever Outschool class.
You did. Yes, you did. So thank you.
Yes, that one we did. Would you rather? So it was talking about, you're going to the beach. Would you rather have, or maybe I've taken 4 classes with you. Maybe that's the second class.
I think that was the second. That was my July game. Yeah.
The first class, I think it was, you asked them a lot about, have you ever been on a boat? Have you ever been to a wedding? And so it was nice because the kids got an opportunity to talk and share, like, oh, I've been on a boat, or I've seen a picture of a boat, or whatever. Yeah. And so that was really cool. And then you had one that was, would you rather at the beach? Like, if you were at the beach, would you rather pick up seashells or build a sandcastle? Would you rather get in the water or stay on the sand, or whatever? So it was really cool because the kids got to, choose their own adventure, kind of. Imagining being at the beach. And my kids loved that. And then also, you did one that was a scavenger hunt, running around the house and finding things. And I was sitting on this side of the desk with all of my props. And my kids were on the other side of the desk, and I was just handing them stuff, and they were winning it. So I slowed down, and I was like, okay, let's let the other kids win a few things. But that was fun. And then I actually requested, could we add in like some phonics and some sight words along with it, so I can get more bang for my buck, like have the socialization and be able to write in my planner that we did something for homeschooling, right? So love it.
Yeah.
Yes. So I also love that concept of taking like something fun that the kids enjoy and combining it with like education, like whether you, for example, my girls took a Fruit Loop class that was also like a math and art class. So they, separate out the Fruit Loops in different colors. Now let's do 3 + 2. And what's that equal? And now eat 2 of them. And what's that equal? And so it was like plus, minus. And then they made necklaces out of the Fruit Loops. And I thought, wow, this is cool because they're having fun and they don't even know they're learning.
Right.
I love it because me over them with a worksheet. You have to
Yeah.
do this worksheet, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like a different teacher doing it, and it's fun. It's like,
Right.
guess what I got to do today? Fruit Loop class.
Right.
So, yeah.
Was that Rachel's? Was that one of Rachel's classes?
They have taken from so many different teachers. That one I believe was Meredith Armstead, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But they've taken like several different classes from a bunch of different teachers. But that helped me gain confidence having my kids take classes. And I made YouTube videos of like clips of the class and stuff to share ideas with other people. And so now what I'm doing is I'm doing this YouTube series to interview Outschool teachers so that people that want to jump in, but they're just like on the edge, like, oh, but what would I teach? But like, how do you do that? You know, I want to interview Outschool teachers so people can see and hear with their own eyes and ears that it's not as hard as it looks. It's actually a lot easier than you think.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell me about how you prepare for a class. Is it complicated? Is it easy? Do you make slides? Do you make handouts? What do you do?
Yeah, you know, it doesn't have to be complicated. So the American Girl class, I just prepare a game. I don't prepare any slides. For the book classes, I read the book, and they're children's books, so it doesn't take that long. You could get ideas on the internet, or, you know, you could go to Teachers Pay Teachers. Of course, you have to get permission, but yes. So yeah, you can get questions that way. I mean, I feel like time is money. So for me, I'd rather pay and save myself an hour or two coming up with the questions if I'm able to find something on like Teachers Pay Teachers, but sometimes you can't find anything. So it doesn't have to be that hard. Like, yeah, it really doesn't. There was only one class I did a slideshow for, and it was a history type class. And that took me a lot of prep doing the slides. And it ended up being a class that didn't book that well. I did like one almost free class for some friends of mine. So sometimes you'll put in a lot of effort and not get your money back. In another class, you may not have to do as much effort and you'll get more money. So it's not necessarily the more time you put in, the more money. It really is what people like that ends up booking.
Yeah. How much do you charge for your classes?
Yes. Okay. So my American Girl class, because it's popular, I charge $10 for 30 minutes. My book classes, I've been charging about $8 for a 30-minute class, $10 if it's 45 minutes. Bookings are a little low now that it's fall, so I may have to come down on some of my prices. I haven't decided yet, but yeah. So
I right now before I had set some of my Spanish classes at a higher price, like $15, some of them and stuff. And I decided to set up a class that meets 5 weeks in a row and is $5 and just 30 minutes each time, so that I can get some of those students in. And if they like me, if I in the future raise the price, maybe they'll keep booking with me. I don't know. But I also $5 per student. If I get 6 students, that's pretty good, you know. So but I'm just starting off. But that's the last thing. So my last question is, do you have some tips and tricks or things you've learned along the way that you'd like to share about Outschool that you didn't know before, you know?
So are you looking for maybe things about the company or things just about teaching?
For example, I wanted to shout out your channel. Kelly has a YouTube channel. It's called Teacher Kelly Tag, right? And I actually linked it in the description of this video, so you can go subscribe to her. But one thing I like about your channel is that you always read, you know, the weekly report for Go-Go Kid, the weekly report for VIP Kid. So those reports that I never get around to reading, I get to hear my friend read it, which is way more fun. And the other thing I like that you do is you read those emails that I never read, which is the list of the list of suggestions that parents have sent in of, oh, I wish there was a Spanish conversation class for 5-year-olds, or I wish there was, a book club for Captain Underpants, or I wish there was whatever, strawberry shortcake tea party or whatever. So I like how you go through and you read that list. So I'm more visual and auditory than like reading things that are buried in my email. So okay, I'm social. So I enjoy listening to your videos because I hear, like, maybe I'm washing the dishes or folding the laundry and I'm listening to my friend Kelly read off the list of Outschool classes that parents have suggested, and it gets the wheels in my head turning. Not just for me, but I know people that teach Outschool classes, and I'll be like, hey, have you ever thought about teaching a class about doing this kind of science project or whatever, So, yeah. I want to say real quick hi to everyone in the chat box. I see Heather, Stephanie, Danny, Marianne, and Cindy. And on StreamYard, I don't know how to scroll up, so I'm not sure if that's everyone. I'm going to have to check on my phone.
I think so. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I think you got everybody.
Yeah. Welcome, Cindy, Kelly, Kim, Marianne, Heather, Stephanie, Danny. Y'all showed up even though I didn't share the link anywhere. That was pretty cool.
I told some people. I told some people.
Yeah. I was just like, we'll catch the playback, but it's cool having you guys here in the middle of the day. I didn't expect that. So Danny said, Evelyn, you should monetize the video if you can before you go live. The problem is I'm on StreamYard. So through StreamYard, I know how to connect it to Outschool. I know how to connect it to YouTube, but I don't know how to click monetize from StreamYard anyway. But I'll monetize it on the playback. So yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. Is there anything else that you would like to say about your experience on Outschool, or what would you like to say to someone who is saying, I would do Outschool, but it looks too hard and I don't know what I would teach? What would you say to them?
Yeah, it's not as hard as you think. Just think about your life. What are your life experiences? And, what are you passionate about? If you're a brick and mortar teacher, you already have lessons, and, or what books did you read with your kids and you loved? And I wanted to also comment on the last thing you were talking about. Pretty much now, when I get that list, I just circle it and send it to my friends. Like, this is good for Evelyn. This is good for Danny. Yes, you're like, everybody's gotten it.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Right. So, and that's a great way to get ideas too.
Yeah.
What the parents like you scroll through and you're like, oh, someone wants that book. And I read that book with my kids. So things like that, or, oh, I know about that subject, or.
Yes.
So,
I'll say this. It's better to get your ideas from the list of suggestions from parents than to take the photos and copy and paste the descriptions of what other teachers have created. Because we've found out on Facebook, they don't like when you do that. I'm not saying I ever did that, but people that are new to Outschool may not understand that when a teacher, takes their own photo or whatever photo and writes their own description, that belongs to that teacher. Now, obviously, there's other Spanish teachers on the platform, and some of them might even come up with the same title of a class, but I would expect them to have a different photo and description, right? And hopefully not the exact same time slot as me, but who knows? But I personally, for my photo, I usually have my face included in the photo. Not everybody does that. I think Danny and I do it. Most people don't. But I have my picture included so that people can't just take it. But I was just going to throw that out there. It's good to get ideas from the suggestions of the parents. It's okay to get ideas from other teachers and what they've listed, but don't ever copy and paste verbatim or steal photos. Just throwing that out there because that's a big pet peeve no-no in the Outschool world.
Yes, that's plagiarism. And you know what? If you have your photo in the thumbnail, then that's a way for them to recognize you right away when they're scrolling through instead of clicking on. And I got that suggestion from teacher Daniel when I was new.
Yes,
So
I put
yeah.
it on your video because you said that. So that's why I do that. Yeah. Very cool. And Dixie is saying hi to both of us. So we should say hi back.
Hi, Dixie.
And Marianne says hi to Dixie too. And Kim says Naughty Kelly didn't text Danny. So you didn't tell Danny about it.
Sorry, Danny.
My bad. Okay, Evelyn Joy, I watch and listen to your videos while I'm cleaning, playing with my baby, etc. I was happy when this video started today. Great. I love this. Okay.
Yeah.
I have another friend I've never seen before, but looks like an online teacher that says she's from Puerto Rico and she loves this. Great. So yeah,
Great.
I started this new series. We're pretty much done, but I started this series to give ideas, encouragement, and also get some of those tips and tricks and ideas from people who are starting to get the hang of things on Outschool, because some of us are still figuring things out, right?
Right. Yeah.
One thing I learned is when you're new, lower your price a bit and you'll get some students.
Yes. And new people, like when I was new or signing my son up and I didn't know any teachers, like I may as well just go for a lower price since I don't know the teachers anyway. And so I picked like a $5 Spanish class too.
I don't know if you feel this way, but I feel like if I paid $20 or $15 for a class, I expect that teacher to be excellent. But if I pay $5 for a class and the teacher's mediocre, I'll still give her 5 stars because it was a good deal.
Right.
If that makes sense. So if I paid $20, they better be on their game because I'm cheap. I don't pay that much for a class. So I don't know about 5 stars if you're not perfect at $20.
Yes,
so keep that in mind too, as far as parent expectation. They might expect you to be a $20 teacher, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. And I'm watching the playback of me talking with my hands too much on the phone. Anyway, thank you so much for letting me interview you. And if you came and you're in the chat box, feel free to give us a thumbs up. We have 10 people watching. Thank you guys so much. And this is the second video out of a series. I'm making a playlist of interviewing Outschool teachers. And if you're an Outschool teacher and you're interested in being interviewed by me, you can leave a comment or message me on Facebook and we can get connected, right? Thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, everybody.